The book of Revelation, chapter 13, verse 16. And he causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads, and that no man might buy or sell, save he that had the mark, or the name of the beast, or the number of his name. Here is wisdom. Let him that hath understanding count the number of the beast, for it is a number of a man, and his number is 666. The book of Revelation, chapter 14, verse 9. And the third angel followed them, saying with a loud voice, If any man worship the beast and his image, and receive his mark in his forehead or in his hand, the same shall drink the wine of the wrath of the Most High, which is poured out without mixture into the cup of his indignation, and he shall be tormented with fire and brimstone in the presence of the holy angels and in the presence of the Lamb. And the smoke of their torment ascendeth up forever and ever, and they have no rest day nor night, who worship the beast and his image, and whosoever receiveth the mark of his name. Here is the patience of the saints. Here are they that keep the commandments of the Most High and the faith of Yahushua HaMashiach.
This is Pager. He's a 9-year-old macaque who had a Neuralink placed in each side of his brain about 6 weeks ago. If you look carefully, you can see that the fur on his head hasn't quite fully grown back yet. He's learned to interact with a computer for a tasty banana smoothie delivered through a straw. We can interact with the Neuralinks simply by pairing them to an iPhone, just as you might pair your phone to a Bluetooth speaker. The links record from more than 2,000 electrodes implanted in the regions of Pager's motor cortex that coordinate hand and arm movements. Neurons in this region modulate their activity with intended hand movement. For example, some might become more active when he moves his hand up, and others when he moves it to the right. By recording from many neurons and feeding their activity into a decoder algorithm, we are able to predict Pager's intended hand movements in real time. One of the things the Neuralinks allow Pager to do is to play his favorite video game, Pong. To control his paddle on the right side of the screen, Pager simply thinks about moving his hand up or down. We've removed the joystick altogether. Now that he's up to speed, let's increase the difficulty and see how well Pager can play with the Neuralink. As you can see, Pager is amazingly good at Mind Pong. He's focused, and he's playing entirely of his own volition. It's not magic. The reason Neuralink works is because it's recording and decoding electrical signals from the brain. Great game, Pager. And what better reward for a monkey than a banana? We still have challenges spanning many fields of engineering.
So corporate America continues to create the best possible drones that behave like lifeless robots because that's what corporate America has always wanted. They want vapid, lifeless, boring as fuck robots to do the work for as little as possible. They don't want anything that they can't predict and control. Creativity and art, poetry and freedom. Those are all the true enemies of corporate capitalistic totalitarianism. So, should we pause for a second and consider the fact that the things that make humans magical and important and interesting and breathtaking, those all run against the core goals of capitalism? Nah, let's ignore that conundrum so we can get back to our regularly scheduled lives, which, ironically, consist entirely of commercial breaks. Amazon is basically saying, hey, just let us stick this microchip up your ass and we'll know every move you make and every thought you have. We'll then decide if your thoughts are uniform enough. If you just have a sense of humor, we might need to purge you from the company. If you so much as smile, we might get rid of you because that indicates something's amiss, right? Why are you smiling so much? You have a shitty job. You shouldn't be smiling. There's no room for joy at this job. Joy slows things down. Joy is a menace to the company. And then there's someone named Joy quietly crying at her desk. And of course, it's not just Amazon. Many companies are using technology to invade workers' privacy, to infringe on their freedom. In Sweden, thousands of employees have been outfitted with RFID chips, surgically placed under their skin. Surgically placed under their skin.
Surgically placed under their skin. Surgically placed under their skin.
Surgically placed under their skin. Companies globally and in the U.S. are now using software to monitor employees as they work from home. And the truth is, technology advances exponentially. It won't be long before computers can read brainwaves and see whether you're thinking anything out of the ordinary. Elon Musk is already doing it with pigs.
So the beeps you're hearing are real-time signals from the neural link in Gertrude's head. So this neural link connects to neurons that are in her snout.
But don't worry, Elon is doing it to save us. He's going to save us from ourselves. All hail Elon. He's the richest man on the planet, but he wants to save us. Now I know you might be thinking, well, it'll be years before they can really read what you're thinking, right? That may be true, but they don't need to know exactly what you're thinking. All they need to know is that your brainwaves are not the normal working or driving or filling stupid numbers into a stupid spreadsheet brainwaves. And they could just about do that now. Do any of us want to live in a world where we must have the allowable thoughts or we're vomited out of the system? What kind of dystopian slave colony shit is that? You must have the appropriate thoughts? I don't want the appropriate thoughts. I don't want to fit in.